and welcome back, guys, to Master English Hub podcast. You want to speak English fluently, right? But it feels like your brain has other plans. Huh.
It absolutely does. Every time you try to say something, you get stuck in that frustrating loop, thinking in your native language, translating, and then finally speaking.
Exactly. It's slow, it's clunky, and it can absolutely crush your confidence. You feel like you're always one step behind, watching the conversation move on while you're still searching for that one perfect word. But what if the secret to breaking this translation habit wasn't more studying or memorizing endless vocabulary lists? What if it was just a simple 5-minute shift in your daily routine? On today's episode, we're going to show you a powerful immersion trick that top language coaches use to force your brain to start thinking directly in English. And it only takes 5 minutes a day. Stick with us, because this tiny change can unlock the fluency you've been working so hard for.
And before we dive into this game-changing habit, if you're serious about transforming your English skills, make sure you hit that subscribe button on whatever podcast app you're using.
We release practical episodes just like this every week, and subscribing is the best way to make sure you never miss a single tip. Okay, let's get into it. So, Adam, before we get to the 5-minute habit, we have to understand why our brains are so stubborn about translating in the first place. Why do they cling to this slow, inefficient process?
Well, it all comes down to habits and how our brains are wired. When you first started learning English, you built a mental bridge. You learned that the word for this thing in your language is that word in English. You did this thousands of times, and with every repetition, you strengthened a specific neural pathway.
So you're saying we literally train our brains to do this?
Precisely. Think of it like forging a path in a dense forest. The first time you walk it, it's tough, but the more you use that same path, the clearer it gets. Pretty soon, it's a wide, easy-to-follow trail. That's exactly what you've done with translation. Your brain created a superhighway from your native language to English, and now it's the default route. It's automatic.
And this is the translation trap. It creates a huge amount of mental overload. Instead of a simple 2-step process, hear and respond, you're stuck in a 4-step marathon. Hear the English, translate it, think of your reply, translate that back into English, and then speak.
It's no wonder conversations feel so exhausting. You're literally doing double the work. This also leads to what some people call robotic speech. Because you're building sentences word for word based on your native grammar, your speech can sound unnatural. Native speakers don't think in perfectly structured sentences. They think in ideas, feelings, and chunks of language.
So the only way out of this trap isn't to fight the old habit, but to build a new one. We need to create a new, faster path in your brain. A direct shortcut from a thought to its English word.
Exactly. We need to teach your brain to skip the translation step entirely. And that's exactly what this 5-minute habit is designed to do.
So, how have most of us tried to fix this? We just study more. We think, if I just knew more words, I wouldn't have to translate. Or, if I mastered every grammar rule, speaking would just happen. So we spend hours with flashcards, grammar exercises, and textbooks.
And those things are useful for building your knowledge, but they often fail to solve the core problem of mental translation. In fact, sometimes they make it worse.
Why is that?
Because many traditional study methods actually reinforce the translation habit. When you see an English word on a flashcard with its translation on the back, You are literally practicing the act of translating. You're walking that same old, slow path in the forest over and over again. You're not building the new direct path.
Huh, that's a great point. You are building your knowledge of English, but not your fluency in English. And those are two very different things.
Right. Knowledge is passive. It's what you know. Fluency is active. It's what you can do with what you know, right here, right now, without thinking about it. This is where so many dedicated students get stuck. They have an impressive vocabulary and a great grasp of grammar, but they can't access it fast enough in a real conversation.
The solution isn't about intensity. It's not about cramming for 4 hours on a Saturday. The brain learns best through consistency. Daily micro-habits are far more powerful for rewiring your brain than long, infrequent study sessions. Think about it like going to the gym. You'll get much stronger exercising for 15 minutes every single day than you would by working out for 3 hours just once a week. Your muscles and your brain thrive on consistency. This 5-minute habit is your daily brain workout. It's focused, it's consistent, and it's built to bypass the translator in your head. It's time to stop just studying English and start living in it, even if it's just for 5 minutes at a time.
All right, let's get into the method. The best part about this habit is how simple it is. It's just 3 easy steps that you'll do for 5 minutes every day.
That's it. 5 minutes. Everyone has 5 minutes. You can do this while your morning coffee is brewing, on the bus, while you're brushing your teeth, whenever. The key is making it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine.
Here are the 3 steps. Step 1, the trigger. Choose a specific, consistent time and place. Step 2, the brain exercises. This is the main workout, where you'll use one of 3 simple immersion tricks. Step 3, the wind down. A quick 30-second step to lock in your practice.
We're using this structure for a reason. It's based on the science of how habits are formed. You need a trigger, the cue, the routine, the exercises, and a reward, the feeling of accomplishment.
By following this structure, you're not just practicing English. You're literally programming.
The first step to building any habit that actually sticks is to anchor it to something you already do. This is your trigger. Your brain loves patterns, so by linking your new 5-minute English habit to an existing part of your routine, you make it almost impossible to forget.
Right. Don't just tell yourself, I'll do it sometime today. That's a recipe for failure. You have to be specific. Your trigger should be a concrete action.
For example, while my coffee is brewing in the morning, as soon as I sit down on the bus, during the first 5 minutes of my lunch break, while I'm brushing my teeth.
Or, the moment I start washing dishes after dinner. Choose one. Just one to start. Pick a moment where you're usually alone and have a little bit of mental space. That coffee-making moment is a classic because it gives you that perfect, uninterrupted 5-minute window.
Let's say you pick your morning coffee. From now on, the sound of the machine starting is your signal. It's the starting bell for your English brain workout. When you hear that sound, you don't think, "Ugh, I have to practice." You think, "It's English time."
And this is so critical because it removes motivation from the equation. Motivation is flaky. Habits run on autopilot. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth, you just do it. By piggybacking on an existing habit, you're borrowing its automatic momentum.
So, your first task is to choose your trigger. Be precise. Don't just say, "in the morning." Say, "while my toast is in the toaster." The more specific you are, the easier it is for your brain to recognize the cue and start the habit automatically.
You've got your trigger. Now it's time for the workout. For these 5 minutes, your only goal is to completely immerse your brain in English. You are creating a no translation zone. To do this, we're going to use 3 simple but super effective techniques. You don't have to do all 3 every day. Just pick one for your 5-minute session.
Okay, what's the first one?
Exercise 1, active narration. This is the simplest and maybe the most powerful. You just become the narrator of your own life. Describe what you're doing, seeing, and thinking out loud in simple English. If you're in public, you can just do this silently in your head.
Let's stick with our coffee example. Your trigger goes off. You start your 5 minutes. You just start talking. Okay, I'm making coffee. Walking to the kitchen. I'm opening the cupboard. I need a mug. This one is blue. I like this blue mug. Now, grabbing the coffee. It smells good.
See how simple that is? The grammar isn't perfect. The sentences are short. It doesn't matter. You are training your brain to connect an action or an object directly with its English word. You see the mug, you think mug, you say mug. No middleman.
I love that. Okay, what's the second exercise?
Exercise 2, the observation game. This one is great if you're in one spot, like sitting on a bus or looking out a window. For 5 minutes, just describe what you see, like a sportscaster calling a game. I see a tall building. It has so many windows. There's a red car. Wow, that red car is driving fast. A woman is walking her dog. The dog is small and brown.
The key here is to just keep talking. Don't stop to find the perfect word. If you don't know the word for something, just describe it. Instead of getting stuck on scaffolding, you could say, I see a metal thing on the outside of that building. Use the words you have.
Exactly. And finally, exercise 3, the emotional check-in. This exercise is about turning the language inward. English isn't just for describing things, it's for describing feelings. You connect your feelings and thoughts directly to English words.
So you might say, So, how am I feeling right now? Honestly, I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep great. But I'm also excited for today. I have a meeting later and I'm a little nervous about it. I hope it goes well.
This is so important for making your English sound natural. You connect the abstract feeling of hunger directly to the English words, I am hungry, without stopping to translate.
So just pick one of these 3 exercises each day. The goal is a constant monologue, internal or external, to keep your brain in English mode. Okay, let's be real, Adam. As you start doing this, you're going to hit a wall. You'll be narrating your life and suddenly, your mind will go blank. You won't know the English word for something. This is the critical moment where people panic.
It is. And this is where most people switch back to their native language and break the no translation rule. So, what do you do? First, breathe. Don't panic. Second, and this is the most important rule of all, do not switch back to your native language. Staying in English, even when it's hard, is the entire point of the exercise.
So instead of hunting for the one right word, you use the words you already have to talk your way around the problem.
Exactly. This is a skill even native speakers use constantly. Let's say you're making breakfast and you can't remember the word spatula. The old way is to stop and look it up. The new way is to just keep talking. You say, I need that flat thing, the thing I use to flip my eggs. It's black with a long handle.
You communicated the idea perfectly with simple words. You stayed in English. You didn't let one missing word kill your momentum. This is a huge win. You're learning to be resourceful.
We even have a little framework to use when you get stuck. 1. What does it look like? It's round, it's green, and it's small. 2. What is it used for? You use it to cut vegetables. 3. What's it made of? It's made of wood and metal. 4. What's its opposite? It's not hot, it's forcing your brain to find cold.
Then, after your 5 minutes are up, you can look up the word if you're still curious. Write it down. Spatula. The flat thing I use to flip eggs. By connecting the new word to your own experience, you are way more likely to remember it.
You did the hard part. You survived 5 minutes in the no translation zone. Now it's time for the final, crucial step, the wind down. This only takes 30 seconds, but it's essential for cementing your practice.
So, what do you do in this wind down?
It has 2 super simple parts. Part 1, the one-sentence summary. In a single, simple English sentence, say what you just did. This act of reflection helps your brain file the experience away properly.
For example, I just described making my morning coffee in English. Or, I successfully described 10 things I saw from the bus in English. This turns a vague practice into a concrete achievement.
Right. Then comes part 2, the positive affirmation. Give yourself a genuine pat on the back. I know it might sound cheesy, but positive reinforcement is a powerhouse for habit formation. You want your brain to link this habit with a good feeling.
So just say something simple like, "Good job. That was 5 minutes of thinking only in English." Or, "My English is getting better every day."
It's not about ego, it's about neuroscience. When you end on a positive note, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. You're basically giving your brain a reward, and it makes it want to repeat the behavior.
So the full wind down might sound like this. Okay, I just described everything I saw on my walk in English. Good job. My speaking is getting a little smoother. That's it. 30 seconds. Don't skip this. It's the glue that makes the habit stick.
You have the complete framework. So, we have a challenge for you. Don't just listen to this episode and think, that's a good idea. Actually, do it.
For the next 7 days, we challenge you to implement this 5-minute habit. Choose your trigger, pick one of the brain exercises each day, and finish with a wind down.
And we want to hear how it goes. After you've tried it for a few days, find us on social media or join our listener community and leave a message. Tell us, what trigger did you choose? Which exercise was your favorite?
What was the hardest part? Sharing your story doesn't just keep you accountable, it helps build a community where we can all support and motivate each other.
So, that's it. The 5-minute habit that can rewire your brain to think in English. It's not magic, but it is a powerful, science-backed method for building fluency.
Let's recap it one last time, real quick. 1. The problem. You're stuck in the translation trap, a slow mental habit that kills fluency. 2. The fix. A daily 5-minute habit is more effective than hours of studying. Consistency is key.
3. The habit. It's 3 simple steps. A trigger, linking it to an old routine, the brain exercises, narrating, observing, or checking in, and the wind down, a quick summary and a pat on the back. 4. The golden rule. When you don't know a word, describe it. Stay in English. Progress over perfection. Always.
The road to fluency isn't a sprint. It's a marathon made up of tiny daily steps. This habit is one of the most powerful steps you can take.
You're giving your brain the exact workout it needs to finally make the switch from translating to English to thinking in English.
Thank you so much for listening. Now, go accept the 7-day challenge. Choose your trigger and start your first 5 minutes today.
And don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips to help you on your fluency journey. You've got this. We'll see you in the next episode of Master English Hub.